Donald J. Trump, a businessman and reality TV personality, shocked the world by winning the 2016 US presidential election. His victory defied polls and pundits, marking a sharp turn from traditional politics. Trump, with no prior experience in elected office, campaigned on an America First platform. He promised to shake up Washington and bring back jobs. His win exposed deep divisions in American society, setting the stage for a tumultuous presidency. Trump's victory was fueled by a coalition of voters who felt ignored by the establishment. His direct, often confrontational style resonated with many. He tapped into anxieties about globalization, immigration, and the perceived decline of American power. His supporters saw him as a successful businessman who could bring needed change. However, Trump's rise was met with fierce opposition. Critics viewed him as unqualified, divisive, and dangerous. His rhetoric on immigration and race relations sparked protests and accusations of bigotry. The media, often critical of his actions and statements, played a key role in shaping public opinion. Trump's presidency began amidst a highly polarized political climate. From day one, Trump's presidency was marked by controversy and constant media scrutiny. His supporters lauded his unconventional approach and willingness to challenge norms. His detractors worried about his temperament, policies, and impact on democratic institutions. The stage was set for a presidency unlike any other in American history. One of Trump's most touted achievements was the strong economy during his tenure. The unemployment rate reached historic lows, particularly for minorities. The stock market soared to record highs fueled by tax cuts and deregulation. Trump also renegotiated trade deals like NAFTA, claiming better terms for American workers. Trump's economic policies focused on tax cuts, deregulation, and energy independence. He signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, slashing corporate and individual taxes. He rolled back regulations on businesses, arguing that it would boost economic growth. Trump also pushed for American energy dominance, promoting fossil fuels and withdrawing from the Paris Agreement on climate change. These policies, while popular with his base, were met with mixed reactions. Supporters praised his pro-business approach and credited him for the booming economy. Critics argued that the tax cuts primarily benefited the wealthy and corporations, exacerbating income inequality. They also condemned his environmental policies, warning of long-term consequences. Despite the economic successes, Trump's critics argued that the growth was already underway before he took office. They pointed to the increasing national debt and trade deficit as signs of unsustainable economic practices. The long-term impact of his economic policies on different segments of society remains a subject of debate. Trump's presidency was marred by a series of controversies and scandals. He faced accusations of obstruction of justice related to the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. This led to the appointment of special counsel Robert Mueller, whose investigation cast a long shadow over Trump's first term. In 2019, Trump became the third US president in history to be impeached by the House of Representatives. The charges stemmed from his alleged attempts to pressure Ukraine to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden. Although the Senate acquitted him, the impeachment trial further polarized the nation. Adding to the turmoil was the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. Trump's handling of the crisis drew sharp criticism. His initial downplaying of the virus, mixed messaging on public health measures, and promotion of unproven treatments sparked controversy. The pandemic's devastating impact on the US economy and healthcare system became a defining challenge of his presidency. Trump supporters defended his actions, arguing that he took decisive steps to combat the virus and mitigate its economic impact. They pointed to his travel bans and efforts to ramp up testing and vaccine development. However, his critics maintained that his administration's response was chaotic and inadequate, contributing to the severity of the outbreak in the US. Beyond the economy and healthcare, Trump's presidency saw significant policy changes across various domains. He appointed two conservative justices to the Supreme Court, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, shifting the balance of the court for a generation. This had significant implications for issues like abortion, gun control, and affirmative action. On immigration, Trump fulfilled his campaign promises to build a wall on the US-Mexico border and enact stricter immigration policies. He implemented a zero-tolerance policy that led to the separation of families at the border, sparking international condemnation. He also issued a travel ban on citizens from several Muslim-majority countries, citing national security concerns. In foreign policy, Trump pursued an America First agenda, withdrawing the US from international agreements like the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the Iran nuclear deal. He took a hard line on China, imposing tariffs and engaging in a trade war. He also met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, becoming the first sitting US president to do so, though concrete progress on denuclearization remained elusive. These policies had far-reaching consequences, both domestically and internationally. While his supporters applauded his tough stance on immigration and his efforts to put America's interests first, critics argued that his policies were cruel, counterproductive, and damaged America's standing in the world.